Hi, I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this newsletter is what to do when other guys are texting your girl. In this particular case, the guy that wrote me this email, I guess it's his fiance, who lately I guess has been getting random texts from other guys that she either knows or she's met, asking her out to go out on a date, and he's losing some sleep over this, wants to know what he should do. And one thing I want to say before I go through his email about women who will cheat on you is there are some women that even though they're happy and they're loyal, or at least you think they're loyal and you're in a relationship with them, that they're just simply, they don't have any emotional control, and they simply deep down don't really think anything about screwing around on their boyfriend or their husband or the guy that they're with. Now, how do I know this? Well, I know this from personal experience because, a lot of guys think that, at least what I see is a lot of guys just tend to gloss over or ignore when a woman says, I got a boyfriend, or I'm married, or I'm with somebody, or I'm involved, and the guy just continues to pursue and to pursue and to pursue. Now, if you're the type of guy that when a woman tells you she's got a boyfriend, and yet you continue to try to pursue her and use attraction techniques and skills on her to try to sleep with her, the thing that you gotta understand is that, because there was a time when I was younger and I didn't think anything of it because I thought, I'll be different. And you go and you start dating a woman who's still involved with somebody else, or she's still dating her ex-boyfriend, and so she's dating you, and she's dating him and maybe a couple of other guys, because there's some women that just, if the relationship is in doubt or the future's in doubt, they don't want to go it alone, and they're too emotionally weak to do it and operate from a place of integrity. And so they'll fool around on you. And if you end up dating and going after enough chicks that have boyfriends or that are married, eventually you're gonna meet a girl that you really like, and then you end up getting into a relationship with her, and you think, oh, I'm going to be different. She would never cheat on me. She would never do to me exactly what she did to the guy that I pulled her away from. And then 6 months, a year goes by, 2 years go by, you're in a relationship with this girl, and you get busy with work, or you get a new promotion, so you're not spending as much time with her, and she's a little pissed off at that. And then come to find out, she's been screwing around on you and having an affair on you because her attitude is, hey, you didn't listen, I told you. And some women are like that. They're fucking cold. And to them, because they're unhappy, and they told their man that they were unhappy, and he didn't take quick enough corrective action, even though they're still in a commitment, they might be married, they may be living in the same roof, she's going to screw around and cheat on him or have sex with a random dude behind his back, and she won't feel any remorse over it. So the important thing is that when you're dating women, you're courting women, don't go after chicks that are married or that are in a relationship or that have a boyfriend or that are simply involved. Why? Because there's fucking 6.5 billion people on the planet, and half of them are women. And when you go after women like that, I mean, yeah, you can date and you can hook up with women, but you don't want to get into a relationship with them and naively think that they won't do the same thing to you if you get lazy and complacent, because every guy does at some point in a relationship. When you get busy, you get swamped with business, or just things happen, projects happen at work or whatever. And if you get into a relationship with a woman who's a low integrity woman, and something happens, or you have a fight or whatever, or you're away on business, and then some guy knows what he's doing, runs into her in the store, and he doesn't care anything about hooking up with her, and then it's like every guy, it's like even me too, when it happened to me, you think, oh, how could it be? She would never do this to me. And when you get in that situation, and you have enough friends that get in that situation, and you realize that it's just a woman who doesn't have any integrity. It's best to pursue women who are single and available. They don't have any crazy or psycho exes in the background. I mean, I'll give you an example, and there's a reason why you don't want to be fucking around with other guys' chicks, because some dudes are a little whacked and they're a little psycho. And when my brother was in college, he had one of his buddies that he worked at. They were both valet attendants while they were in college. And he met this girl at the restaurant, and I don't know if she was a waitress there or a hostess there. I don't remember what it was. But he and my brother's friend ends up going back with this girl back to her place, And unbeknownst to him, he didn't even know that she had a wacky ex-boyfriend. This dude was like sitting out in his car watching her front door. And so he pulls up, and with this, this dude's ex-girlfriend, and this guy shows up and confronts the two of them and shoots to death my brother's friend. I mean, fucking murdered him in cold blood, shot him dead. And then he looks at the girl and he yells at her. He says, "Look what you made me do." And then he turns the gun on himself and blows his fucking brains out right in front of her. Now that's the extreme case, but I've always found that it's better when a chick says she's got a boyfriend, and she's got a boyfriend. I mean, I've been out in clubs or bars or social events with my girlfriends, and fucking dude, like, I'll walk away to go take a piss, and I come back and there's dudes talking to her, and we'll laugh about it. We'll laugh about these guys, just like, because every time I walk away, the same dude walks over and starts talking to her, starts hitting on her. "Hey, can I get your number?" She says, "I got a boyfriend. That's my boyfriend." And they're just fucking rude about it. And to me, that's just bad karma. There's too many awesome chicks in the world who are single and available to be fucking around or going after chicks that got boyfriends or husbands just because you like her and you want to score and you don't give a damn. So it's better. So that's the important thing to understand about women. Now, this particular guy, he's already in a relationship. But if you're single, that's really important for you to think about what I just said to you, especially the next time you decide to continue to call or pursue a woman who's got a boyfriend, who's married, or whatever, because there's consequences for everything. And at the end of the day, I mean, why be a dick? I mean, how would you feel about some other dude trying to rip off your girl? I mean, obviously you wouldn't like it, so don't do it to other people. You reap what you sow in life. He says, "Hi, Corey. I'm just wondering if you can help give me some information." He says, "Lately, my fiance has been having texts or getting texts from other men. And Sunday night, we both went shopping, and I just stood behind her, and she had a text off of a boy asking her if he could take her out. And when I asked her about it, she seems to argue with me and tells me I'm being paranoid. Do you think I'm being paranoid, or do you think she's cheating on me?" And the other thing that you should consider is, did this girl have any kind of integrity? I mean, how did you meet her? Was she dating another guy and you pulled her away from some other dude while they were still together? I mean, those are things to consider. And if the answer is yes, then if she did it to him, she'll do it to you. And so if she's got a track record of that, then it's probably not a good woman to be in a relationship with. But the other thing you got to consider is there's an old buddy of mine once said this to me. He's like, the longer the excuse, the bigger the lie. And so if your girl tends to go on and on and on and on and on about an excuse, and that's a reason to be concerned about it. But at the end of the day, if she wants to cheat on you, there's nothing you can fucking do about it. The best thing you can do is to focus on and being your best, courting her, dating her properly, and just give her enough rope to see if she hangs herself, so to speak. Meaning, just pay attention to these type of things. And so as far as like setting your boundaries goes, this is your girl that you're engaged to. This is your fiance. And so my question is, why are guys getting her number even though they know she's engaged and they're texting her for dates? Now, does she tell you about these guys that text her? Because a good woman will do this. She will tell you that, hey, I've got this guy's texting me and asking me out, and because I deal with guys that are on the receiving end of this. The guys are hitting on their wives or whatever, and they happen to see it in the phone, and they'll text back, "Stop calling my wife." Or I remember one of my clients who said, "I would appreciate it if you'd stop calling and texting my wife," because this dude was like blowing up her phone all day long, and said she always had it with him. She later admitted that she had an emotional affair, but nothing had happened yet. But if he hadn't nipped it in the bud and called me to coach him, I mean, it was literally a matter of weeks or even days to where something was going to happen. Because he basically put his foot down and said, "I'm happy to get a divorce lawyer. It's like, you're either committed to us or you want to date other dudes. And so what's it going to be? Are you going to stay with, because they had kids together, you're going to stay with us and have a family? You want to work on having a great relationship, or you want to go fool around and play the field?" It's like, either way, I've already talked to the divorce attorney. I'm ready to go either way. So you're either in or you're out. I mean, he just put his foot down and said, "I'm not putting up with this crap." Now, what he did do is he also started dating her and romancing her again, because he had gotten busy courting her and being busy with his career and his business, and he just stopped doing the things that had made him successful and caused her to fall in love with him in the first place. But in your case, I would just say, look, we're engaged to be married, and I would appreciate it if guys are texting you to ask you out on a date. I appreciate it when you tell me. The other thing is you can't react like a total jackass when your girl tells you, because a good woman will tell you about other guys that are texting you, and you just say, hey, I appreciate you telling me that. And it's like, do you want me to text these guys? You want me to call them to get them to leave you alone? You can ask her that. And if the guy's being a real pest about it, you say, you know what, that might be the right time to do that. And she'll give you your phone, and you can do it. But the other thing you can say to her is that, in my mind, if we're engaged to be married, and my question is, like, why are you giving out your phone number to strange guys so they call you later for a date? I mean, aren't you telling them that we're engaged? I mean, that's what I would want to know. And you don't have to be an asshole about it. But the thing is that the other thing is that if she is being loyal to you, and yet you bring it up and you give her grief about it, or you give her a hard time about it, or you're pissed off about it, but yet she normally tells you about it. If a woman tells you about the guys that are hitting on you, a guy that's confident is going to appreciate the fact that she's telling you. The time that you should be concerned is when she's no longer telling you about the guys that hit on her. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're going to date beautiful women, they're going to get hit on, and it makes them feel beautiful. They appreciate that. But like I said, the thing where you should be concerned about it is if she's giving out her number to guys and guys are hitting on her, trying to get her to go out on a date. So my question to you is, why didn't she tell this particular guy when she met him that, hey, I'm engaged to get married, and I would appreciate it if you don't call me anymore and ask me out on dates? Because a good woman will also say that. She'll keep all these guys at a distance. So I would sit down and have a conversation with her, but the thing that's most important is that when she tells you about these things, don't go into orbit and become a total jackass and be pissed off and say harsh things and cause an argument, because obviously she's getting a little upset, because women can get upset because when she tells you and you continue to get pissed off, women will take it as you feel they're not being loyal when they tell you about other guys that are calling them and hitting on them. See, a woman will reveal these things to you because she wants you to know, hey, I'm getting hit on, but nothing's going on, and I just want you to be aware of it because I love you and I appreciate you and I care about you, and I don't want you to think that there's something going on. That's what a good woman would say about it. But if you she tells you that and you flip out about it and get angry at her and pissed off, she's got to get pissed off back, because the whole reason she told you is she wanted to communicate to you that, hey, I'm being loyal to you, and I just want you to be aware of it. And if you continue to act like a jackass around her when she tells you these things, then she's just going to get to a point where she won't tell you anymore. When she stops telling you, that's when you need to worry that she's screwing around on you. So those are some things to consider. So I would be a detective, just hang back and talk to her in the ways that I just discussed to get to the bottom of it, and just watch her, just pay attention, and don't be a needy, insecure jackass about it. So if you find this message of value, you could show your appreciation by going to my website and making a donation that is related to any amount that you feel is equal to the value of the information in this video, or my ebook, or the other articles on my website, or the other hundreds of YouTube videos that I've done. And if you have a question that you want to ask me, there's a topic you want me to cover in a future video newsletter, you can go to my website, click the Contact Me tab on the left-hand side of your screen, send me 1 to 2 paragraphs max, detailing your questions, your situation, your challenges, and just give me several days to get back to you with a response, because I get a lot of email from the internet, and I also get a lot of it from my paying phone coaching customers. But be patient, and I will get back to you. And if you want to talk to me right away, the quickest way to get my help is going to be by booking a paid phone coaching session. And you can do that by going to my website, click the Products tab, which is going to be at the top of your screen on any page of my website, and just follow the instructions.